Hello, everyone. Just waiting in. This is the first time that I will be going live. Be going live. And what we're doing now is really looking at messages, and what the theme that has been coming up for me now is really about allowing to not take any responsibility for other people's actions and reactions.
What we're doing now is really
everything that they've been
looking
going through.
at messages.
So I'm just trying to get this to work.
What the theme that has been coming up for me now is really about allowing to not take any
So
responsibility.
if you're in there, please
for
pop
other
into the
people's
chat your
actions
names, and
reactions,
that way I will be able to give you a message when it comes to that. And yeah, so let's pop in. Let me connect into the Akashic Records and give a general message for everyone. So as I connect into everyone, I feel very much kind of like a sense of pressure in my head. And there's a lot of thought processes, there's a lot of heaviness that is weighing in. There's a lot of drama that people are experiencing at the moment. And the message for all of you today is really to stay out of the drama. It's really to go within. Now is the time to really step into your core of who you are and really start to think about what is it that brings you joy? What is it that excites you? What are the processes, the frequencies, the conditioning that you are coming up against as well? And what this looks like is that sometimes when you feel like you want to do one thing that really brings you joy and really excites you, and you butting up against the limitations of the what ifs and the should be's and the could be's, sometimes that is a resistance that's coming in from the conditioning either of our parents or our friends or our teachers that have really, really limited us. The other aspect of wanting to do something but feeling the need to do something else that activates the frequency of guilt is also another reminder that perhaps it isn't your belief systems or your, core that is, being there. That resistance that you're feeling, that is not your belief system. So I would encourage you to examine that and see what is in alignment with you and what does bring you joy, what does expand you. And sometimes it can be a little bit hard because we do feel those responsibilities of, the structures of family or the structures of work, the structures, the constructs that society have placed. And a lot of the times it is about looking at the restrictions that we place on ourselves and the judgments that we place on ourselves and the judgments of others that we take on as ourselves as well, that really does need to be examined, because this lifetime is really about getting to know who we are and expressing ourselves authentically and being ourselves authentically, no matter who is around us and who is wanting what's best for us, because sometimes what is best for us that they think it is really what's best for them. And at the end of the day, to find out what is best for us is really about going within and connecting into the core of who you are. And in that light, that starts to really bring into the aspect of freedom and momentum. As when you align with something that is truly in alignment with your soul and your core and your passion and your purpose, everything falls into place pretty quickly. Now, the joys of being alive and the joys of living this lifetime are primarily based on the restrictions we place on ourselves or the themes that we've come to explore in this lifetime. And our families, our friends, our teachers have been kind enough to provide us with the opportunity to learn these themes that we have come to explore in this life. And that doesn't mean that once, we're stuck with them. What that means is that once you've explored one theme, that you can then ask to explore another. For example, if you've explored the theme of poverty, perhaps you've learned how that works, and now you wish to complete that theme and explore the theme of wealth. That is also very, very possible, because in your blueprint, you do create the various opportunities, you do create the various timelines, you do create every probability and every possibility based on your experiences that are created in the now, in this moment, at this time. And as we learn these themes, as we expand, as we let go of the conditioning, the boulders that we carry in our backpacks, which are our traumas, our limiting beliefs, and the themes that we carry, we start to see that once these are released, that we are able to walk the path a lot lighter, a lot faster, a lot with ease, and a lot more joy. So the question here is what are the themes that you are experiencing? How can you learn from them? How are they working for you? And once you've moved through them, is looking at a blank slate in what you would prefer to create. And right now is a great time as we move through the season of fall or of autumn, in the sense of really taking into consideration the hard work that you've put in over the last wee while to build the life you want to build. But it's also the time to continue to let go and to shed the leaves, the limitations, the conditioning that we carry, and working through those limitations of putting everybody else first sometimes comes into play. People pleasing seems to be a theme at the moment, and taking responsibility for others' journey seems to be a theme that is being carried out at the moment, or at least the way a lot of the frequencies on this planet. And what we're asking for is to start taking responsibility for your own passions, your own purpose, your own blueprint, your own joys, your own happiness, and really start to focus on self, because sometimes our passion, our purpose, our mission isn't as grand as we might think it needs to be. Really, it is by healing ourselves, we heal the world. By healing and removing these obstacles, these boulders, this weight that we carry that is sometimes not even ours, not only serves ourselves, but we start to change our behavior, and that gives permission to those around us to start choosing themselves too. It also heals you've heard of the 7 generations before us and the 7 generations to come. So just by looking and healing yourself and being authentically you and completely loving you, you are doing your bit for humanity on all levels, all layers, and all dimensions. So really, it is about you. Really, it is about stepping into your expansion always. And we bring you this with love, with compassion, and with an understanding that you are all having a human experience. And that is really quite a beautiful experience to feel all the feels, as they say, in this lifetime. Thank you all, and I'm ready and open to any questions or a message. If you'd like a message for yourself, absolutely, during this live, please put your name in the chat, and I would be happy to answer any of the questions that you may have. So let's just see. So Amy, if you're still on, Amy, hi, welcome. Thank you very much. Your message at the moment. Let me connect in and see if you'd like a message. So Amy, you've got a beautiful big heart. I can feel your energy. It just makes me want to smile. You actually don't realize the gift that you give people, which is really the energy that you hold. And absolutely, there's a lot of pressure for you to expand and to do a lot. And because you realize that your soul is capable of doing so much more, and you're in the space of expansion right now, and the world needs you is what they're saying, and you feel this, and this creates this urgency of moving forward. Absolutely, if you're not in the flow of life right now, you are stepping into that flow, and they're saying there are no limits. Once you start picking up that momentum, I'm seeing almost kind of like the train tracks, you will get going, right? You will continue moving in the direction that you want to go to. They're asking you not to plan too much, to leave a little bit of space for magic and miracles within your scheduling, because it gives you the ability to be agile and respond to the world, respond to the opportunities that you are being faced with. And the other thing is that they're saying is be open to magic and miracles, because these are stepping into your life because you've asked for something bigger. Because you've asked for something bigger, those things that aren't in alignment with what you've asked for are starting to fall away, and you're starting to call in the right people, the places, and the opportunities to support you moving forward. I hope that message resonates with you, and I hope that that was helpful. Anybody else in the chat, please say hello, and I will be able to give you your message as well, unless you have a question that you would like to ask. So these sessions have been, my guides have been really asking me to do something like this, and I've been ignoring it for a while. And my friend John Binney, who also does lives, he had me on one of his podcasts, on one of his lives, and that reminded me that how much I love to give back and how much I love to support people as well. So anybody else would like a message, just pop it into the chat, and I'll be happy to provide you with a message. Amy, if you're still on, I hope that that supports you. If you have any other questions, please, it does indeed. Excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate that as well. Okay, so there's another message here. Let's jump into Carla. Okay, so this message that's coming in for you is the message of choosing self. And this makes it quite difficult because there has been a lifetime of being of service to others, but in a space that has been now quite detrimental to your own physical, your mental, your emotional well-being. And it is time for you to start choosing self in a way that remember that when we choose ourselves, not only does it become a necessity, it's not selfish, it's necessity is what they're saying. And it doesn't mean that everybody else comes last. It just means that everybody else comes second. And when we choose ourselves, we are really giving from a place of fullness. We are giving from a place of overflow. Just like when we do a Reiki treatment, what happens in Reiki, for those of you that haven't jumped on that course yet, is basically what it does is we fill ourselves first with the, life force energy, and then we give from overflow. And this is what their guides are suggesting that you do, is putting those needs, those wants, those desires first, and then giving from that space of overflow. Otherwise we end up depleting ourselves. And the other analogy that they're giving us is almost kind of like when we drive our cars and we're running on empty, we're not going to get anywhere, and it's really not good for the engine or anything else in within the car. So it is important to really fill our buckets first before we support others. And that is the main message for you today. I'll hang on for a few more minutes just in case anybody else would like a message or has a question that I can support you with today. If you're not watching this live and you still like messages, please just pop your names in the chat, and I'm going to be going live every Tuesday at this time, 4 p.m. GMT time. And if you're on the call the next time, I will certainly start with you as we move forward and deliver those messages for you. Okay. Well, if that is it for today, next week I will be staying on as long as we have people. And I hope these messages have supported you in one way or another. And I wish you well. Have a super amazing week. And I will see you all very soon. Thank you.